nice one. Yes, you pleased with yesterday? I mean, that was a stunning ride.
Yeah, any championship that you win is just phenomenal, and it's a bonus, and it's huge. So yeah, really, really happy.
I mean, last year, just talk about the difference between this year's 10 and last year's 10.
So the courses are completely different. So last year was so fast, a dual carriageway, and it wasn't a sporting course, but it had that really nice kicker, and the course itself felt like a really honest course, and like it asked a lot of you. So the way
All the time.
Yeah. I tried to keep it steady at first because obviously the first couple of minutes everyone feels fresh, so you can really whack the power down, and I could see some big numbers and I thought, calm down, like there's a long way to go. So I railed it in a bit and then made sure that like on the hill I really nailed it. Ran the roundabout, slight breather, and then on it all the way home, really.
Crosswinds or tailwind headwind?
I think it was more of a crosshead on the way back, but because it was a hard course, there was never any bits where I thought, oh yeah, the wind's behind me. But yeah, because obviously the course goes east to west, doesn't it? And they said it was a northerly, so on paper you'd think it was a crosswind, but it felt quite sort of hard on the way back.
Now you've done a few 50s.
Yes.
This 10's a completely different effort. Just describe the difference.
So when I was doing it, I was thinking, oh God, I wish this was longer. Because obviously you have to go so much harder in a 10.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm I don't think that's where a huge sort of benefit of mine or where I excel. So it was hard, but I was pleased. Yeah, pleased, really pleased.
And the time?
So when I finished a longish 20, I was like, oh my God, that feels like a slow time considering last year we were all like sub 20s or 20. So I was like, oof, is that enough? And then obviously you wait around, and luckily because of the whole COVID thing, the actual improvements that each clubs have made with the timing system is phenomenal. So hopefully that'll be here to stay. But so obviously everyone had their phones ready and they were like, you're in first, and there was some really good girls behind me as well. So I was thinking, okay, I don't want to know until everyone's finished, and then they tell you. So then it's like, are you sure? Are you sure? Don't get me excited if it's, But yeah.
You've done there's 25. Won the blue ribbon, and you won the 10. I mean, they are the two most popular championships you could possibly win.
Yeah, it's quite bonkers. It doesn't seem quite real, really. But yeah, really, like massively proud and pleased. So yeah, really happy.
So when you've achieved these sorts of things, where do you go from there?
Well, I think it's sort of comparing yourself to those girls like Alice Barnes who are competing on the international stage and seeing where you'll field sort of internationally. But unfortunately, because of COVID, and we are an English team, so when I race on the road with drops, we aren't actually at the moment allowed to go abroad because of the whole COVID restrictions and the quarantining. So I'm not sure when I'll be measuring myself against any of those people. We're in Challenge Madrid, which is beginning of November, so hopefully we'll be able to go there, and then you'll be against some like real World Tour hitters, so see how you fare.
You're looking to take your time trialling to the international stage now?
Yeah, I think if you're a time trialist, sort of specialist, and you're good at it, when you're doing a stage race, there's been times last year where we do a prologue and there was a time trial stage, and as long as you're doing well and then you finish in the first group, you'll surprise yourself on the GC. So, I think it's a huge asset to have, massively. Yeah.
Finally today, how did it go?
Today, sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, there was, I think Dan was talking about some problems with cars. Joz obviously hit a car.
Oh, I know, that's awful. Yeah.
How did it go for you?
I had an absolute stellar ride. I thought it was awesome. I really like this course. I think it's a really sort of honest course. I think average powers aren't phenomenal, but I think if you ride it sensibly, I think, I particularly sort of conserved a bit of energy and then made sure every time we were going up a hill or the speed was dropping, I was really hammering home the power. I think it was really nice to actually do a sporting circular course rather than an out and back. And the technical bits that are asked of you, like the speed bumps and a few lefts, I really enjoyed it. And it was nice to have a bit of variance from yesterday to today. Yeah.
First of all, how were the legs today after yesterday?
Yes, I was warming up and I was thinking, you're fine, don't think about it. And then I rode and I was like, the power's not amazing here. But then every time I went up a hill or the speed was slow, I couldn't ask much more of myself, really. And did I finish with the tank empty? 100%. So you can't really ask more than that, can you?
And final question. the final thing before the finish was this bloody big hill.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what a place to put a hill when the tank's empty.
Yeah, well, I quite like that, because you can't go slow up that. You've got to really whack it. And I thought, do you know what? Really empty it here because you've got what 2k is it?
Yeah.
And you can sort of bleed the tank a bit more, sort of thing. So I really emptied it. So I overtook somebody on the way into it, and then we were sort of like neck and neck going up it because he obviously like got a bit more energy as I came past him. So it's quite nice to have a bit of company because it gives you a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed
Overall,
that.
good day.
Really good day. Yeah, awesome.
Good weekend.
Great weekend. Yeah. Thank you.